you said you're kind of a distanced operator, like you're still involved, but not every day. So what is the capacity to which you're involved and kind of like how does it work? Who is there day to day, like managing the business?
Yeah. ZIPS is a really it's labor intensive. Yeah, it's kind of capital intensive, but it's really labor intensive. We have 8 locations in 2 different states, and Maryland and Indiana are not close to each other. My biggest store probably has like 25 or 30 employees. My smallest store probably has 10 employees. And so if you add it all up, I probably have 100 or so employees. And it's hard to keep an eye on 100 people unless you've got a really, really strong management team. So I have a manager who's been with me from back when I was doing fitness businesses. And she is kind of like my right hand. She's so good and she's so important to my operations. I actually gave her the opportunity to be an equity partner in our cleaners. And we're going to be expanding that pool to have more of our managers join us as equity partners as well, because it really lines up our interests. Like she now knows, or she's always been the type who'd run through a brick wall for me. But now she also knows that in running through that brick wall, she also stands to gain as the business gains in profitability. So I have really, really strong managers. I have really, really strong, a really strong district manager kind of oversees everything. So for me, you asked, what do I do, right? So I'm involved with finding new locations, figuring out where to find the money to do everything we need to do. I'm involved in, let's say we need to expand a location or shrink a location, or we need to do a big capital project, like let's put some new equipment. I'm the one that's helping to make that sort of decision. I do visit the stores at least once a month. And when I visit the stores, I'm really just looking for what's wrong, to be frank. Like I'm looking at garments that got ruined. I'm looking at how we're dealing with those garments. I'm working the register and I'm asking questions like, hey, what's your experience been like here? I'm one of the owners, I'm working next to my staff to see if they're making mistakes. I'm looking for chances to sort of retrain them. I'm testing out all my computer terminals to make sure everything works. Kind of like secret shopping the place while I'm working there. But my day-to-day thing, I look at my reports. Like I'm looking at sales reports. We have our own, what I call like an management information system where the managers give us, customer counts and new customer counts and how many people came in from the discount promotion we ran. So I'm looking at a lot of that data. I'm also looking at our profit and loss statement. And the franchisors really helped us to understand how to get to the profitability we're shooting for by managing to each line item in that profit and loss statement. So like I can look at a profit and loss statement for a dry cleaner and I can tell you just based on a couple of lines if you're making the type of profit that you're hoping to make. And so our biggest one is labor. Our second biggest one is cost of goods sold. Like those are 2 variables that if we can manage those well, we can make money. And those 2 alone can account for 50% of our cost of business.